Hello, I'm Franz Decinal of Group 10 in COE119L, Section E02. I'm here to discuss the first part of the code of our game entitled Battleship. So for the first part, it is the data segment. As you know, in all programs there are variables to consider. In assembly language, it is usually in the data segment where you put all the global variables you need for the program. Things you want to declare are here also in the data segment. So in here we have the video variables. This is the string variables and delay variables. So for this part, um, it is included here the pictures that are in .bmp file to be able to run in assembly. So for the first one is the background of our game. The second one, no hit, is this one, the water. The no ship is when you click a certain box and it appears that um, there's no ship in that section. So the red the red the red mark will appear. So for the ships, we have some of the limitations of our program here. The picture of the ship is always divided into two parts. So if it is in vertical form, um, it will always be upright and it cannot face down. And for the horizontal form of these ships, it always faces left. So ship B is for the base of the ship, ship T is for the top of the ship, ship L for the left side of the ship, and ship R is for the right side of the ship. So for this part, uh, X1, X2, and X3, it is for the animation of the explosion uh, of the ship when it is hit. So let's try. So there you go. Um, we made use of three photos to come up with an animation of the explosion of the hidden ship, hidden hit ship, and this last three parts will appear when the game is over. We also have the coordinate variables for our game. Each box corresponds with a specific coordinate, and we also labeled it with this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 will start here up to the last coordinate or box, which is 32. Uh, So we also have a random variables. Um, we need this for some elements that should be randomized in our game, like the positioning of the ships and the chosen um, box of the opponents. So next is the code segment. In this part, we know that this is where we put the executable instructions for our program. This defines the location in memory that stores instruction codes. Here in code segment, it is also where we use the variables or declarations we included in the data segment. As you can see there, those were the variables written in the first part of the code. So we have this specific part here for setting to video mode. This one for setting the screen background. Um, so for this palette instructions, this for the color that we needed to use for our game, and also uh, so in this print box instructions, this will be visible whenever you put the mouse cursor into an enemy coordinate. This will highlight or specify the coordinate for your chosen coordinate to hit. So let's give it a try. As you can see, the yellow one, that's the program prints out the yellow part. So that's all for my part, and for the remaining will be explained by my other group mates. And for the next part, Alan will be the one to discuss them. Thank you. That's all.
Hi everyone, I'm Christopher Allen Manuel. The parts of the code that I will be tackling are the main game mouse procedure, player click box, and computer click box. I will begin by discussing the main game mouse procedure since it is one of the most important codes in our game. The main game mouse procedure is coded in the lines 478 to 498. Let's open our code right now. Going to 478. Here it is. I will highlight it. In this line, 483 to 484, it shows the mouse. In the line 485 to 486, it is the code that gets the mouse place and its status. In the line 489 to 493, the limits of the x coordinate and y coordinate of the mouse, which are 639 and 199, respectively, are set. Also, in these lines 489 to 493, the limits of the x-coordinate and y-coordinate of the mouse, which are 639 and 199, are set. Also, the resetting of the coordinates of the mouse were summed up in the line of codes between 500 to 517. Let's go now to the checking of mouse pointer when it is pointed to the enemy boxes. We will now go to the player click box, where this code will determine if the box that was clicked by the player was a hit or a no hit. This is the code for the no hit. I will highlight it until here, and for the hit until here. Let's try in our program. It's the mouse cursor. I will pick A7. It's a no hit, my friends. The AI hit me. Let's try it again. Let's try. And we hit him. See? The effects were specified in the code that a bomb-like effect will be displayed if the player hits the boat of the opponent or the AI hits my boat. Otherwise, X effect will be displayed if the targeted box does not contain a ship. Thank you.
Okay, so the next function is for the program to be able to check who is the winner. It compares the score to 6 because there are 6 units to be destroyed, since there are 3 2 units shipped per player, and check if the player is the first one to reach 6 and vice versa for the AI. If not, then the game continues. It just means that there is still a ship or ships to be destroyed. Next is the game over mouse procedure. When the game finishes, there's going to be a play again option in the next seat. If the play again is clicked, the game will reset and run again. If the exit is clicked, the game exists and the DOS box will be returned to C. This one clear box is just to fix the GUI. As you can see, the box outputs a yellow frame when the cursor is hovered on it. Let me show you. There. As you can see, the box outputs a yellow frame when the cursor is hovered on it. This is because it continuously waits for a command when a cursor is hovered on a box and outputs a color yellow outline. The clear box is just to counter the yellow outline by outputting black. So, par- so it would be like an indicator that the cursor is hovered on the box. Next is to check if there is a keyboard input. If there is a key pressed, nothing is assigned to happen unless the key is pressed is the escape key. Just like what I did earlier, the program exited to drive C. This I'm pressing some keys, nothing happens. the program continues. And when I press escape key, it goes back to C. Next, this one is just the randomizer. The randomized values are used in these functions init player and initcom. The init player and initcom uses the randomized values for the ship. First is to see if it's horizontal or vertical. Then their coordinate placements. This one is made the draw ship because the ships of the AI should be concealed for the player one. This is the function responsible for the appearance of the ships for the ship of the ships. So to conceal the ships of the AI, this function is just commented. In other words, not used. And the begin prop and new game prop. There you go. End program. Thank you. Okay, so the next function is for the program to be able to check who is the winner. It compares the score to 6 because there are 6 units to be destroyed. Since there are 2 units shipped per player. And check if the player is the first one to reach 6 and vice versa for the AI. If not, then the game continues. It just means that there is still a ship or ships to be destroyed. Next is the game over mouse procedure. When the game finishes, there's going to be a play again option in the next scene. If the play again is clicked, the game will reset and run again. If the exit is clicked, the game exists and the DOS box will be returned to C. This one clear box is just to fix the glue. As you can see, the box outputs a yellow frame when the cursor is hovered on it. Let me show you. There. As you can see, the box outputs a yellow frame when the cursor is hovered on it. This is because it continuously waits for a command when a cursor is hovered on a box and outputs a color yellow outline. The clear box is just to counter the yellow outline by outputting black. So, so it would be like an indicator that the cursor is hovered on the box. Next is to check if there is a keyboard input. If there is a key pressed, nothing is assigned to happen unless the key is pressed is the escape key. Just like what I did earlier. The program exited to drive C. this. I'm pressing some keys. Nothing happens. Just the program continues. And when I press escape key, it goes back to C. Next, this one is just the randomizer. The randomized values are used in these functions init player and initcom. The init player and initcom uses the randomized values for the ship. First is to see if it's horizontal or vertical. Then their coordinate placements. This one is made the draw ship because the ships of the AI should be concealed for the player one. This is the function responsible for the appearance of the ships for the ship of the ships. So to conceal the ships of the AI, this function is just commented. In other words, not used. And the begin prop and new game prop. There you go. End program. Thank you.
So that's a wrap for our group representation of our game project.
Thank you for listening.
And goodbye, peace.